Okay, I hope you completed everything on the previous slide. You listed the characters and you told the setting of this play. So let's go over that one more time just to make sure. The characters were the narrator, the lion, the mouse, Hunter 1 and Hunter 2. Those are the characters in our play. And the setting was on the plains in Kenya. Remember right here where it says on a sunny plain in Kenya, the lion sleeps. That right there tells us the setting of this story. It was on a plain in Kenya. And let's kind of just recap the story. So the lion fell asleep. The hunter snuck up on him. He was asleep. He didn't even hear them coming. They bind him up with a rope. Remember that power word, bind? They bind him up with a rope. And then, who saves the day for the lion? Was it another big lion that came to rescue him? Was it a big zebra or elephant that lives in Africa that came to help the lion? No, it was a tiny little mouse. The mouse that the lion wanted to eat earlier in the day. Remember right here when the mouse said, "Please don't eat me. I'm not even a mouthful. I'm more useful outside your belly than inside." That proved to be true. He was way more useful to the lion outside of his belly because he helped the lion get away. So right here at the end of the story, remember the lion said, "I'm free," and he hugs the mouse. I learned a lesson today. You're a better friend than a meal. So throughout this whole play, the lion was sleepy. He wanted to eat the mouse. Then he got trapped, and then the mouse ended up saving him. So let's think about the story. And we're going to use details from a crow, a lion, and a mouse to answer these questions. It says with a partner, but I know y'all are at home listening to this, so you may not have a partner. That's okay. We'll just talk about them right now. Create mental images. When the mouse sees what happened to the lion, he is so surprised, he drops his cheese. What does mouse see? Use details in the text to help you picture in your mind. Then describe it to a partner. You can describe it to whoever's there with you. A parent, a brother or sister, aunt, uncle, grandma, whoever's there. So let's think back. He was so surprised he dropped his cheese. Let's go back. Oh, not there. And let's find where the lion, right here. The mighty lion has a big problem. What was his big problem? The hunters got him and tied him up. Here comes the mouse nibbling cheese and drops when he sees the lion. So you can create a mental picture in your mind of the little mouse. He's just walking along, having a great day, and he looks over and he sees the lion all tied up. And he's holding some cheese and he just drops it because he's like, what is going on? How did this lion get all tied up? So in your mind, just picture that mouse walking. I even like to picture his face. He's so shocked when he sees the lion. Like when I see something shocking, I'm like, oh my gosh. Dropped everything in his hands. Dropped the cheese. And he just couldn't even think anymore. He's like, I don't even know what to say. The lion is all tied up. So it says use details in the text to help you picture in your mind. So that's how I use details from the text. We read that the hunters had tied him up, so in our mind we can picture the lion all tied up. Details from the text of the mouse, he was talking on his cell phone, he's having a good old day, he's eating some cheese, and boom, he sees the lion and he's like, what? That helps us remember things from the story. How is the narrator's part different from the other parts in each drama? That's a great question. Remember, the narrator is the person that is just telling you things that the characters aren't saying. So is the narrator actually a character in the story? No. The lion and the mouse and Hunter 1 and Hunter 2, they're the actual characters in the story. The narrator is just telling you what's going on. They're not actually in the story. It's like they're watching and giving us a play-by-play. Like if you watch a sports show and you hear the people talking and they're saying, oh, he stole the ball, he's dribbling down court, blah, blah, blah. They're narrating the game that you're watching. That's what the narrator's doing in a drama. They're narrating what is happening on stage with the characters. They're telling you things that the characters are not saying. And number 3, why is a fable a good way to teach a lesson? So this story had a lesson, right? It's like you should be nice to everybody. It's kind of called a fable because it's just a story that is meant to teach us a lesson. So this story is saying, really, you should be nice to everyone because you never know who's going to end up helping you. and being your number one helper. And that's true. We should be nice to everyone because you never know when someone is going to come along and be like, I'm just the person that can help you out. And you're going to be like, what? So that's the moral of this story, or the theme, the lesson we learned. We should just be nice to everyone. If that lion had eaten that mouse just because he was like, I'm going to eat you because I'm a big lion and you're a little mouse, then what would have happened to the lion? He would still be tied up. Those hunters would have taken him, probably sold him to a zoo, and then he's going to be stuck in a cage at a zoo, wishing he had never eaten that mouse. A listening tip. This is just a little tip right now for when you're listening and whenever you're talking to someone, a partner, whoever you're telling the story to. Look at your partner as you listen and nod your head to show you're interested. So when you're retelling this story to someone else, make sure you're looking at them. The person that you're telling it to should be looking at you and nodding like, I'm listening. I hear what you're saying. Those are all great things to remember when you are talking with a partner. So I want you to click to the next slide now. There's going to be an activity on the next slide for you to complete about this story about the lion and the mouse. So it's going to be just a quick little exercise for you to do. But if you've created mental images and you've thought about everything that happened in the story, the next slide is going to be a breeze. It's going to breeze right through it. So click to the next slide, complete the activity, and good luck.